Steelers, why are we watching this? You've already said Aeolus are God. Why do I give a shit about the Auteurs? Because here's the deal. Can Jam, I guess it was fully last year now. I had 2 takeaways from there that were like, wow. And one was, I forget what the first one was, but the second one was Auteur. Literally 2. 2 of all the things that Can Jam. This was one of those things. Like, it was blatant. It was obvious that these were something special. And sitting here with the Aeolus, which are just, and then these, and I got them both plugged in, same source, split up, good amps, listening, good DACs, going for it. I can tell you exactly what's different. And exactly why I'm probably going to end up owning both of these. I'm going to end up owning both of them. They go on my wall. Remember I said that was 6 days a week? Well, maybe this is for Sunday. No, it was Tuesday. Tuesday. If I'm going to compare directly to the Aeolus, which I should do, because that was yesterday's review. If you don't know, it's the 5-day Insano ZMF Screamathon. These do what I expect the headphones to do. Big, heavy wood, open-ish back. I'm not going to say open back, because it's an open-ish back. It's got this... It's so... Like, I figure if I went to the Vatican, right? You go to the Vatican... Everything there is marble. Everything there is old. You'd go into the Pope's fucking bedroom and look at this. That is straight out of like, oh yes, it was designed by Vincenzo Bellini in the 14th century. And it's just this piece of wood and that piece of brass. It's not even steampunk. We're talking older than that. This is Vatican levels of design. Whereas this looks like a modernish headphone. Like, oh, it's got black grill. No. Tours. The wood grain... These sound like they look. They sound big and classy. These are exactly what I expect them to sound like. Now, they do come with 2 pairs of pads. Let me get this out of the way first. When I was trying them at Can Jam, when I said they were one of the best things I've heard there, he had 2 sets, 2 different cuts of wood. But, forget that, the pads. There's like a more accurate pair of pads, and there's a more relaxed. I don't know which ones. Here's the thing. Here's the problem with ZMF pads. He needs to label them, like, physically. Because I had these pads, and I'm like, all right, let me try these other pads. They're just not as good. Put these pads back on. These are the pads that came with, so whatever the pads they come with, the ones that have a slightly larger bulge, and that's literally how you have to decide it. The bulge is slightly larger here. These are the ones you want. Because they make it sound, oh, so much better. So you adorn them, which, by the way, I also have another weird quirk, which, now that I'm on day 3 of the ZMF lineup, my head doesn't change size, like, overnight. And where the attachment point is and where the pad end is the same on, like, every ZMF. So why is it that this one has got, like, 4 bars of height showing, and that one's got 1 bar of height showing, and that one's got 4, and that one's got 4? It's just everything's different heights and levels. I don't get it. Are they narrower? Is it a narrower headband thing? It's got to be a narrower headband thing. Okay, put them on. Next track. Oh, not that track. No. That was 9 Inch Nails' Screaming Slave. That's a no. Okay, Leonard Skinner, Georgia Peaches. And for some reason that wallpaper is just working with this song. Wider than this. By default, wider than Aeolus. By default, softer than Aeolus. But not verite levels of like, ooh. It's just bigger. I have to compare it to things that aren't Aeolus, because none of you know what that sounds like. I mean, you know how much I intensely love it, and I'm not going to just, so let's get out there. Big old planars. These are a dynamic version of what I would consider a perfect sound signature for like perfect big old planars, like LCD 2Cs. They're wider, they're warmer. They actually, you know what? They might not be warmer. That might be my brain misfiring, because the detail is a little bit more relaxed. You don't get that intensity of sound. it just steps back. And these are the headphones I should choose. Based on all of my choices of headphones over the last decade, if I'm presented with intense and detailed, or not that intense and a little more laid back, I almost always choose the more laid back. L700s versus L300 limiteds. I should have the L300 limiteds. They were just that little bit wider and stepped back. But I'm choosing the Aeolus this time just because it's just so good. Whereas these, once you've had the Aeolus on for a couple days, if you fatigue from that and I just did it. I just literally had those, and then I put these on, and I get that just quality, stepped back, relax, have a goddamn, I would say a beer. Should you have a beer? I'm allowed to say that, right? Like, it's not like, oh, low class people drink beer. No. It doesn't have to be wine. It has to be beer. Just, they sound exactly like they look. Put them in the light. Variation in colors, darker on this side, lighter on this side. I'm fine with that, mostly. They don't sound as damped as certainly like the Verite. You get a little bit more of that just breathing. It's just music is happening, and it's not in your face. And when you get vocals and you get a center image, it's right there, but it's not in your face. These are not in your face headphones. And that's why I respect and love them. Because you put them on, and you hit next track. Gravity Kills, Goodbye, the Tormund Dandy remix. And there's just sounds happening way left, and then over the top of your head, and then right, and then it comes in, and then up and over, and then... This is the sound that I expect to get from ZMF. Because every mod of the T50s tries to get this. This should have been his crowning achievement. How about that? Let's pretend that Aeolus never existed. This was the crowning achievement of ZMF. And, I mean, the only real difference is like $300. So you could legitimately look at these both and say, which sound signature do I want? Do I want a little bit more closer and more intense and just joyous? Like that is just, it just sounds different from every other headphone I've heard. And this sounds more quote unquote normal. This is like Elex, where it's like you put it on and you get this big open experience, and then the Soundstage, legit Soundstage. Not like that where it's like it's a room and it sort of sounds like things are coming from it. No, this shit's literally Soundstage. Things coming from the right, from the left, from in front of you, from behind, moving over the top of your head. How does that even happen? How do you adjust like acoustics to make things sound like they're coming over the top of your head? It's amazing. I'm going to keep putting them back on because I've got like 17 headphones. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood Interlude is this beautiful just... like just strings being plucked in a room, and I can hear the whole room, and the room is big and soft and nice. These are a nice place to be. Where those are the headphones you put on someone's head to destroy their whole concept of sound. These are the headphones you put on your head when you think you've done a good job and it's time to just relax. If you are in an office environment, how bad's the leak on these? I don't recall. Let's see. Because a lot of these open ZMFs don't leak as badly as you would imagine. Those Aeolus, as much as I said they're more open than the Verite, they barely... Here, wait. Well, I can mute this. Those are plugged in. I mean, like you hear sound? That's blasting. That's hardly leakage at all. Then you got this one. That's barely good. So they're open, but really they sound like they're leaking like a semi-open. Because I would love to tell you to be able to take these out to a quiet place. Maybe not a dead quiet place like a church or one of those stupid offices that has cubicles. But you could definitely use these at night and not bother anyone. It's just like, this is epic score. Furious evilness. C. I don't know what this is. Another thing. Jill Nielsen. More Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Pastoral Rondo. It's just, oh, the Italian sounds. That's Italian sounds. That's what that is. That's not one of those little Italian guitars. What the hell are they called? If you know what those little Italian guitars are called, the little tiny ones. What the? Not a banjo. What the hell is it called? I'm losing my mind. Perfect. I said perfect on those. For certain things, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to say perfect on these. These would... I love leaf blowers. They just never end. These are absolutely what you want to be listening to after a long day's work with exactly this type of music. Not full hardcore Korn like I had on those, which was just amazing that I'd even coped with them. These are a much more laid-back set. But, unlike the Verite, I actually enjoy listening to them. They're huge and laid back, and there's low end there that's just enough. Here, hold on, let's get to a low end track. That isn't epic score. Hold on, we got some Nero happening. There you go. Nero, Must Be the Feeling, Kill the Noise remix. There's a nice and I could hear the drivers moving the air to make the low end. Sound demos use this track all the time. I don't think I had the sound demo for that. But that's exactly what I'm after. What I'm after with a headphone like this, with the price range it's at, which is under $1,500, this is what the Sony Z7 Mark IIs should have aimed to be. A big, wide, relaxed, clear headphone. The Mark IIs suck, but they're also closed back. But we're going to get to those tomorrow. The Icons of the Atticus are happening in the next video. And then you're really going to be confused as far as closed back, because these are all still open back. And this does an amazing job of just sounding like you want to listen to it. Here, what am I reviewing today? Nothingness. You know why? Because he just can't take it off his head. Right? I love skipping around through tracks while I'm recording a review. Oh, One Punch Man. We've got Peaceful Days. Sound demo all the time. You get this. You get that good left and right. There's actually a warm hiss of the microphones being open when you record something like guitars like that. If I were to record it, if I was to take my Neumann microphones out and put it in a room with guitarists, the mics are just open. They're just listening. And no matter how quiet you try to make a room, you'll always hear this. The sound of nothingness. And a good recording, if you're not trying to fuck with it, you don't try to cut that out. You don't try to run a filter to remove the hiss. If you could hear that hiss and it doesn't bother you, that's either the recording is amazing or the headphones are amazing or both. So I'm just hearing guitar left, right, but in the background there's just this. It's almost like tape hiss. I don't know how many of you have touched a cassette in your entire life? Raise your hand. I think I made like 1 or 2 mixes on them. Then I moved to minidisc because minidisc was boss. And it's just like that. It's just like this. This would be in my library, my study, in my mansion, my log cabin mansion that exists in a hill in Denver. I will have a study, and in my study will be many books that I don't read. And there'll be many other things in my study. There'll be a fireplace, and there'll be a rug, a throw rug with a bear. Probably a bear I've killed with my bare hands, because that's why it's a bear. And if I go in there, there'll be always a cup of tea ready to go. And sitting on the wooden end table made out of a log will be these, just like that. with a maybe even a little tube amp like the Tour audio right there. Just some wood on wood, some relaxing tunes. Maybe, I don't know if I'd go as far as to go vinyl, because that seems like a lot of work for him trying to relax. I don't want to just deal with vinyl. Get to vinyl, don't worry about it. That's what these headphones are for. If you're looking for a life-changing, intense musical experience, Aeolus is $1,000. If you are pretty much covered on the life-changing, intense music experience, and you just want to listen to music in a very subtle, wide, calm way, where it still is worth $1,300 to do that, Auteur. And it's spelled A-U-T-E-U-R. O''Tour. Auteur. Because I'm not very good at spellings. Is next track. Again, I'm just bass nectar. That's a little intense. See, like this? That's... This can handle poorly recorded tracks better than this can handle poorly recorded loud tracks. I added the word loud. Because this is just, it's a little bit more, this is like a grand piano. You don't play a grand piano like you're in Metallica, like, you play the piano, you play it. If your music tastes don't include bass nectar, these are probably the headphones for you. Now, they're not on any sale. There's no rush. There's no rush. He's going to be making 60,000 Aeolus. You could sit back and you could listen to these. You could think about buying them. I can sit back and listen to them. More AC/DC, just like that. Further back, further away, more guitars behind me, drums moving forward. These are a much easier set for everybody to love. Anyone who's ever listened to headphones, doesn't know what Soundstage is, and doesn't know what clarity is, this is the headphone for you. That's for headphones for people who just need to be explained with like a stick. Carry a big stick. Be nice to everyone you meet. Pretty sure I got that quote wrong. Perfect. Perfect. Pink Floyd dramatic theme from the More album. I don't even know what this is, but it's just ideal. If you go to Spotify, I'm pretty sure they have Pink Floyd. You look for dramatic theme, and it's just entirely left channel, fucking cymbals, and someone's gently playing the bass to my right. That's what you want. And then he's pulling the riffs off, and it's echoing from left to right, and I could hear it bouncing off some imaginary wall. What's the sound signature of these? Because we're setting up Hi-Fi Guides. I should mention that website now that we're getting closer to Christmas. HiFiGuides.com is linked in the description. And it's a collab between me, my bank account, and DMS. And DMS 3 TV is very, very fixated on like sound signatures of headphones. There's dark, there's bright, there's mid. He's got all these things laid out. And I don't like that. I don't like defining a headphone like, oh, that's a dark headphone. Because if someone defines themselves as, I don't like dark headphones, they completely wipe whatever headphones are considered dark out of existence. And that's lame, because I think the mid-range in these is a little bit lower than... Because here's the thing, the treble is so nice and clear that of course it sounds like there's more highs. And then the low end comes and rumbles in just so gently, so there's just great low end. Then the mid-range, you kind of have to see that dip. That doesn't make these dark. That doesn't make them V-shaped either. These are just an experience all on their own. Oh, Christ. White Stripes, Seven Nation Army, the Glitch Mob remix. I gotta fix the points in her hair, I just realized. Oh. You could have an intense orgasm with these. And with this, you could have a very calm, relaxed, and amazing orgasm. Right? This is the kind of review Z gives you. Don't come to looking for me for specs and for how it handles it. This is it. I love both of these headphones for completely different reasons. I will own both of these headphones. That's coming up. Whether I want to throw a close back in, we'll find out in the next 2 days. But there are times when I want to hear these, and I want to hear the magic that they can do, and I want to hear this big, wide open. If I'm entertaining a guest, and they're like, "Hey, what's the biggest, widest soundstage you got?" I mean, that would probably be the Erupts, but we're not there yet. But until then, this'll do. These feel like, they just feel like the quality 13. They feel like exactly what you should get for your money. And those are insanely more than you should get for your money. So I'm saying don't count these out, all right? No, just say, oh, I was going to order these and I didn't. They're a different sound. That just folds there. They're a different sound. These are built for that sort of environment. For a church, for a pew, for wood. It's got to smell like old, musky things, and you got to drink not tea, but like whiskey. Like, no, wait, what's the really pretentious drink? What's the most pretentious drink? Say so in the comments. I'm sure someone's got it out there. Is it scotch? Is it specifically scotch? Is it a rye? I don't know enough about alcohol to be pretentious about it yet. If you tell me what the most pretentious drink you could possibly have, that's what these are for. These are old school audiophile headphones, and I love them. Those are new school audiophile headphones, and I love them. And that wallpaper is in the description, and I will fix her hair for you guys because it just cuts off, and I'm going to have to get artistic now. Damn it. So this is day 3. Tomorrow will be either Icon or Atticus. I have to flip a coin. Links to this description, links to foam blocks, the greatest invention ever for speaker stands, headphone stands, and I just love making microphone things out. It's great. Eat them if you're really hungry. Links to the Patreon in the upper right in the description, and that helps keep this channel going. I also, if you're going to send me anything, I prefer if you're a patron first, so I know that you're not a crazy person with a box full of broken glass. Thank you, Zach. Thank you for coming up with these, because they, as delicate as they are, like the pad change they are exactly what I expect out of them. And that is also rare. Sound demo description, by the way. Or it actually came out today also. Go look for it.